All right, in this section, the supplement to real estate marketing, I'm going to show you some, excuse me, products and services, some techniques in using the MLS that literally, for little or no cost, you can get out in the marketplace and start winning your share of the business, branding yourself as the expert in the marketplace. Now, look, some of the services that I'm showing you, I've personally used in the past. I'm not necessarily endorsing them. I just want to show you what's at your fingertips, excuse me, so you're not overthinking this. So this is a, excuse me, a listing that I recently sold in Temecula, California. And we're literally live on the multiple listing service. So you can see this is the MLS printout, picture of the home, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just going to go over here and click on the AP number. Hey, look, guys and gals, I'm not the MLS expert, but I know where to find quality information at my fingertips that I can be sending out to for sale by owners, expired listings, canceled listings, and of course, that hidden seller market, absentee owners. So now we have some general information on the current owner, but I'm going to come over up here and I'm going to go ahead and launch what's called Realist. And you know what? The information that you and I now have within a few seconds at our fingertips is extraordinary. We don't have to do a ton of extra research to put this together. And now we have information that we can share with any consumer about the property or the area. So I'm going to move over here and hit comparable sales. I'm still in Realist. All I've done is hit comparable sales. This is a quick access report that gives you quality information to share with consumers. Look, I wouldn't use this as a CMA if I was going on a listing presentation because it doesn't include pendings and backups and expireds. But what we're getting a look at is a quick snapshot of the area. So you can see recent sales, you can see properties that are currently active for sale. You send this to an absentee owner, a for sale by owner, as something you're giving them to help them get their home sold. Expired listings, you put this together and you knock on the front door, you're differentiating yourself. A lot of this is also cut and paste for your farm flyers, for your blog, for your Facebook page. So let me go over here and just hit generate comps report down here. And let's see what we get. Again, I wouldn't use this as a CMA on a listing presentation, but I'll tell you what, I sure would send this to absentee owners in that initial packet that I want to get their attention and show them I'm an expert in their community. So as I scroll down here now, well, there we go. There's our comparable sales right across the board there. I can go over here and look at the additional properties that are for sale. It's a nice, simple, couple of clicks, you've got great information at your fingertips. Let's look at the market trends report. Again, we're looking for information that we're posting on our blog, we're putting on our Facebook pages, we're sending out into our farm. Maybe we're working an email list, but we want to provide that list with quality information. Why not provide them with this kind of information? You can cut and paste this into a flyer. You can cut and paste it into your blog. As real estate professionals, hey, look, we're not paying extra for this. Here's median sales prices, median list price, median sale to original list price. Not only that, these are things that you and I want to be studying, especially when we're mastering one particular area or city or town or community. And here's the pieces that I really love is the median price per square foot. Price per square foot is the easiest way for you and I to understand a specific area, a specific neighborhood, and it's a powerful tool to communicate with the consumer. You send this out in your newsletter instead of non-real estate related information, and people are actually going to look at your newsletter and say, well, I'm just wondering, how's a median price per square foot doing in my community? All right, let me go. Another thing I liked was neighborhood profile. Again, we're just looking for some materials that we can use that differentiate us from our competition. Well, if I'm doing open house and I'm putting a buyer packet together for an area, wouldn't you include this information? The demographics of the particular area that they're considering moving into. And as other individuals come into your open house, and see that you've put this information together for them as a buyer, they're thinking about hiring you as a listing agent because you're the expert. See, this information is right here. Look at this. And you only need to take pieces of this if you're going to use it as a farming piece. You don't need to have the whole thing. Look, easy to do. Great information, constantly updated. We've just spent a few minutes and I've given you enough resources just in the multiple listing service, just using the tax part of it, just starting with that property detail. You could type in any address and get this information. Any address, any community, type it in and get the information that you need to differentiate yourself from your competition. All right, let me get out of the MLS real quick here. All right. Okay, so here's another product that I've used. And again, this is when I'm mailing to people who already know who I am. So you say, well, Gene, I thought you said don't send recipes. Once you're in relationship with people and you're touching them 33 times a year, so you want to set up some things that are automated so you don't have to think about them. So once a month, you could easily use a company like this, Prospects Plus, and what you'd have, or this is Sensations, I'm sorry, Sensations, and what you have is some pretty good stuff that you could send out. In fact, when we would send these recipe cards out, now these are people we've done business with who know us. People would literally thank us constantly for the recipes, and they save them because they're done so nicely. Let's see if I can find them. So there you go. There's a copy of what that looks like. So the recipes are great. You're branded simply on it, and they're keeping those kinds of things. They might tack them on their refrigerator. So what's the nice thing about this? Well, pretty low cost, and once you pick a campaign and you send them your audience every single month, one touch is going out and you're not thinking about it. You are not thinking about it. So they've got a lot of different fun choices. That was for people you've already met. You could do a 12-month campaign on Just Listed, Just Sold, and it's automated. All right, so that's one product. Let's take a look at Prospects Plus. And I'll tell you what I like about Prospects Plus. Again, not overly expensive to mail. If it's a little bit more money, the point is that it's done. They also work with Every Door Direct. You know, when we talk about branding, I see a lot of agents that take up their whole postcard with their face and some fancy branding. And you know, ultimately, you're not really promoting that part of your business. You're promoting information. You're promoting that you're the expert in the community. I'm not saying that that branding ultimately isn't important down the road, but as we're starting, this is really what it can look like. So let's look at the for sale by owner and expired campaigns that are already here for you. So you're making a small investment to target expired listings. I'm just going to look in the silver one, okay? So this is enough for you to handle 25 expired listings. Let's see, I guess they're not going to show me the example there. That's right, you kind of have to log into this one to actually see the information. But you know what? It's great because there's brochures there, there's flyers there, there's quality information there that you can immediately start using. They brand it for you, you give them your photo, you give them your contact information, and you're out in the marketplace already doing business. Not a lot of money to spend. You could actually deliver the information yourself, or you could have them mail it for you. Turnkey, easy to do. Let's go back to the main page here on products. I think that they also, what I like about Prospects Plus is, again, it's turnkey. You're leveraging their services, and you don't have to be recreating everything. So look at what they have. They can do simple door hangers for you. Moving slow a little bit here. They have presentation folders, so you can simply brand yourself. Real estate brochures, a nice direct response newsletter that's more real estate specific focused, right? It's real estate focused. So look at these products, simple to do, your photos on it, your contact information's there. You are a cut above your competition because other real estate professionals aren't using it. I want to show you another way to really make an extraordinary impression, not only on your current sellers, but all your sellers. Because when you use a company like Tour Factory, and I'm not suggesting that you pay them to go out and take your photos. If you have a high-end property, great. You get an entire marketing piece for your listing. So it might cost $30 for you to create one virtual tour, but you could also subscribe for about $30 a month and do 3 or 4 every single month. But even if you did it a la carte, you said, you know what, I want to do this today. Tour Factory is extraordinary. Here's why. When we talk about working with our sellers so that we're able to certainly make sure that they know that we are marketing their home in a very powerful way. Well, the reports that you get every single week show your consumer exactly what's going on with their home, and it's called a seller's report. And let's see here. I want to find where they have the actual report that you can view. All right, here we go. All right, so you'll see that on this seller's report, they're showing the homeowner what their traffic was with their online program. So in this case, they had 170 views in 1 week. You can see which web pages. So look, this automatically goes to Trulia. This automatically goes to Zillow. This is automatically posted on most of the major websites that buyers are using to find homes. So here's a long-term report on the results of that home with over 2,600 views. When you have this going out to your homeowner every single week, you're not going to have a problem getting them to understand that you're really doing a great job, and it's automated. The virtual tours look beautiful. Everything's automated on it, and it also does beautiful flyers for you. So all in one piece, you're able to really kind of brand it around your virtual tour, and look how nice the flyers are. Let's see if I can find them. Well, here we go, down here. All right, let's enlarge this one. All right, so lots of time agents have a hard time doing flyers. That looks nice. That looks really, really nice. And I can put that together. So you're not paying someone a lot of money to typeset your flyers, and it brands with the actual virtual tour that you picked out. There's plenty of these for you to choose from. Let's just pick a different format. Here's one. And I think that looks great too. I want to sell homes at that price, 1.6 million. But look at that. These are easy to do. They look professional. You have those in the home. Hey, and you know what else you're doing? You're using these to geographically farm. You're using these at your open houses. You don't have to overthink this. You don't have to add a whole lot of pieces to your business. It's already sitting here done for you. And you've got a lot of choices. Let me pick one more. Let's see what this one looks like. There we go. Another beautiful flyer on a property. So Tour Factory is an example of how to upgrade your virtual tour. Look, your sellers are going to love it a lot more. They're going to send it to everybody you know. There are so many different pieces to this that it makes your job easy. Let me see what they cover on syndication. All right, so now you can tell your sellers that, boom, here's all the places that you're absolutely placing their home online. And the cool thing for you and I is we don't have to do it. Once you've built this in, it doesn't take very long. Once you've added your photos and built this in, boom, there it is. It's going out onto the internet, boom, right now, to all the key sites, and you're getting those weekly reports. So there you have it. That's a great site for you to review. I took you through the MLS. I took you through a company called Sensation so that you can automate your business and not be spending time. We looked at Prospects Plus. I want you to spend a little more time there, and go ahead and sign in for free, and you'll be able to get free PDF downloads for sale by owners, expired listings. You'll be able to see what they can do for you in a heartbeat. Look, branding yourself as the expert isn't necessarily some big, beautiful photo of you where you don't have any white space left to deliver quality information. The important thing is that your information is of value, that it's eye-catching, and that it's easy for you to execute. So I hope you got some good stuff out of this. Obviously, there's some other products out there. Do some research on your own. Google topics. Get it automated. If you're going to invest a little bit of extra money invest it in products like this. A virtual tour like Tour Factory makes your life easy and absolutely assures that you're going to be able to generate more listings and more business. And just real quickly, again, on Tour Factory, I want to add this last point, is that's your listing presentation for marketing. You can show with the Tour Factory program everything you do to get somebody's home sold. And it's impressive. And the tours are also done quite nicely. Easy for you to do, pretty inexpensive. Alrighty, thanks so much.